Hello, my name is Pedro Freire and I am the founder of Cynergi. In this video, I'll be showing you how normal users use the back office. A previous video showed how the webmaster, which is a special user, uses back office to configure users and email addresses. Please look at that video first because it introduces the context under which this video operates. On this video, I'll be logging in as Owen after Susan has gone on holidays. So, I'll be logging in as Owen after Susan has gone on holidays. Now, the back office for normal users has an additional function, which is the webmail. The webmail is right here. We'll be taking a look at it again in a moment. When you enter, it asks you to create special folders. The folders that are currently created are here. This is the list of folders. Only the inbox exists. And the webmail is actually asking you to create drafts, sent mail, deleted items, and contacts. These are the special folders that you're used to seeing in normal email clients. So you can either say yes to create them automatically, no if you want to do that manually, or just say to ask again. I'll just click on here and just take a quick look at the other functions of the back office. One of them is the analytics function. We've seen this in our previous video. Same graphics. The development function, which is similar to the previous video, but now you can configure email. You can either use manual data to configure email on your client. We have automatic configuration for Microsoft Outlook, Windows Mail, and Outlook Express. Or you can also select webmail behaviors, namely, which is the default sender address. Remember that Owen had this address here, Owen at something. He also had the role administration at something. And while Susan was away on holidays, he was also taking on the roles of sales at something and support at something. And you can select the webmail to always BCC people when you send messages. This is the development function. You also have the same profile function that simply gives you a summary of who you are, namely your login, email addresses, and the short privacy report that now also tells you that Ivan is getting a copy of emails sent here. It's normal. If you remember the previous video, Ivan also was handling this email address. So you have the warning here that this address is not completely yours in terms of privacy. This is part of the privacy report. Okay, let's go back to the webmail. The webmail is the main function of this back office for normal users. It allows you to read emails, send emails, and get contacts. I'll just say, yes, please create these folders. And when I go here, I finally have all these folders created. How do I send a new message? I just tap on New, and I can send a new message. For instance, Owen is sending a message to Susan. And I have autocomplete here for all the users on my company. I can use any part of the email address as autocomplete help. For instance, if I tap demos, I can see all the users at Cynergi, demos Cynergi. Okay, just delete that. Because Owen has several email addresses, I can select which of the email addresses I can use as sender. For instance, I'll use Owen himself. I'll be sending a message to Susan. I can select whether the message is important, which means that it is tagged with an exclamation mark on message lists. If it's confidential, which means it's work-related, and whether it is digitally signed. Signing is very cute, but actually requires you to have a special certificate installed on your computer in order to work. This can be either done by software or using hardware dongles. We'll just use important at this time. We can also have other email headers. I can just click on here and see carbon copies and BCC. I'll just send a carbon copy to myself, which is Owen. There we go. And the subject to Susan will be, how's your holiday? And notice that I'm using the automatic spell checker of the browser. The browser tells me that this is misspelled, so I'll just fix this. I'll go back here and start typing my message. I'll be looking in Aruba. These are the totals you asked for. Thank you. And I can change text to bold, change color. These are actually web safe colors that work on any computer. Change the size. These are standard HTML sizes. These are standard fonts that work on every computer. Bullets, indentation, horizontal ruler, and tables. I can also insert tables. For instance, these are the totals. Oh, I didn't want this in the middle of the sentence. I'll just undo, Control Z, or Command Z in this case. This is a Mac. Here we go, totals. And I want 12.00 and 20.78, for instance. Okay, this is my message to Susan. Furthermore, I want to attach a few files. I'll just select here, choose File. Here we go, Notes. And note that the file was not immediately uploaded. It is now on standby. It will be uploaded when I send the message. I choose another file, invoice 001, and, oops, not this one, here, and invoice 002. Okay. And finally, my message is ready to be sent. I'll just send it now. There we go. The message was sent. The feedback we give our users is as realistic as possible. We don't say that email message has been sent or delivered, because that's not how internet email works. Actually, if the destination computer isn't working, our server will keep trying to deliver a message every now and then, up to 4 days. Only 4 days later, if the computer is not yet working, will our server send back a delivery report, an email message, saying that he could not deliver the message. So the message has been dispatched, and final delivery can take anywhere from a few seconds to 4 days. No one has any control on this, not on our service, not on any service. This is how internet email works. Furthermore, because I created the special folders, I have here Sent Messages folder, and Webmail automatically delivered a copy of this message in the Sent Messages folder. So if I go to refresh this list, I can just click here on Read again, and it says me that I'm already in read mode. Clicking a second time will refresh the list, so I'll just go OK. Here we go. If I don't want that message to pop along, I can simply hold Shift, like I did on previous video, and click, and it will refresh it. Because I sent the message with CC to myself, here we go. I have the message here, my message here. I click on it, and I can view it. I have here my attachments. I can click on any one to download it. I can see all the addresses that were used. Note that the names and addresses are always visible. This is a security issue, so that people don't try to masquerade as somebody else, but using a different email address. This address in particular from the sender is in green. It says here, legitimate sender, authorized by the domain owner. This is very interesting. This is actually a special feature for internet email that we have set up on our servers that allows you to say that some computers are allowed to send messages on behalf of a client, of a domain owner. We configure that, and because this was sent using the webmail can check that this was a legitimate sender. This was sent by an authorized computer. You can see here the headers, the raw email headers of this message, and you can see here that the message was actually not verified by the server itself. This verification was done by the webmail. And we have here the message that you're reading, all the details, all the information, easily accessible, intuitive. You can reply to all, forward it, delete it, save it, or print it as you see fit. If you tap print, for instance, let's just quickly go here, and you can see how only the message is being shown on this folder, not the message list, not any advertising. You are just printing the message itself. Actually, if you compare this webmail to other webmails, to Gmail or Yahoo, there's no advertising anywhere that distracts you from your work. Most of the screen, except a very small slit here to select other functions and the message list, which you can actually control how big this is, all of the screen is used for reading and composing your message. This makes you very productive and avoids security problems because it always tells you what is going on, if it's safe to read the message, if the sender is verified, or if there are any problems with the message. You can flag messages as important, unflag them. Messages that are important have special tags on them, and so forth. So this is a full email reader at your disposal. In fact, if you have emails that were sent using ancient technology, using legacy technology, such as UU encode, YENC, XX encode, and so forth, Webmail detects this and tells you and shows you the email normally like this message is being shown without you ever having to worry about different encodings, not being able to read special encodings, and so forth. Microsoft TNF is actually also supported. Okay, what else do we have on the webmail? Well, we have very interesting features. Say Owen sends a message to an unused email at demos.cynergi.com. Okay, demo and text demo. Let's try and send this now. Now the message was sent, but when I refresh the list, shift-click, I have here, of course, a delivery report that says that could not be delivery. But the webmail detects this as being a special mail delivery report and summarizes its content to the user. In red, the problem is highlighted, could not deliver your message. The details are also shown, which is in this case the bad email. Some important details, including the ability for emails to be forged and so on, are explained below. And if you want to see the complete report, you just click here. You have all the attachments, you have the original text. This is what you usually see on other email clients. And you have to decode in the middle of it to see what happened, what's the problem. Actually, using our webmail, he understands these reports and shows you a summary of what has happened wrong. What else? Well, we can also create a new message. And while we're creating new messages, what happens if we click here? Notice how this is no longer a hand, it's an arrow. If I click here, this has shown up. You have one more item selected that will be attached to this message. So you can attach other emails or contacts to email messages using this technique. The question then becomes, okay, what if I wanted to cancel sending in a new message and simply wanted to read a new message? Well, this is bold because it's now in write mode. It's wanting to write a new message. You want to read messages, so you want to click here. Just go here. Are you sure you want to lose your work? Sure, okay. There you go. And now by clicking, you are reading again messages. Okay, so this is reading messages and writing messages. How about contacts? Well, let's see. We have here a contact. We can create a new contact, for instance, John Appleseed, JA, and so forth. We have many details we can configure about this contact. We can save the contact and so forth. We can type in www.apple.com and then choose to jump to that website, which opens in a new window, so you won't be losing your work. Just close this here. and so forth. I won't save this because this is just a demo for these operations. You can, of course, have your own contacts, but remember that when I'm creating a new contact because I'm in the contacts folder, let's go back to inbox. When you're trying to type users that you already have configured in your own website, they all show up here. Susan's here, and Mark is here, and so forth. So your own coworkers are already here. You can, of course, also organize folders. Let's type this. Close your work. Okay. And this is how you organize folders in Webmail. You can create new folders, modify existing, or delete folders. This is again the list of folders. This is the list that will be used as the destination for moving and copying messages. Messages that you select here. For instance, you can also archive messages and delete messages, the last message that you have selected here. Archiving means I select messages, I press this button here, and the selected messages will be downloaded as a zip archive with all the selected messages. Delete is obvious. Okay, let's create a new folder. I can create a new one. Let's call it arc for archival. It can be inside another folder, so it can be a subfolder. I don't want that at this moment. It can be a special folder if it's one of these, but I don't want it. I just want a normal folder that stores received email messages. So save, and here we go. We got arc there, and we've got arc here. Great, still organizing. So I want to move this message to the arc folder. I press move. Here we go, items moved. Let's see. Go to arc, and here we go. Here is the message. Go back to inbox, and here is the message that was in the inbox originally. This is the end of our demonstration. The webmail is very, very resilient. It supports many types of messages, supports many encodings. When sending messages, it ensures that you only use standards so that other people can easily read your message and understand your message regardless of which email client they're using. It understands many special cases such as delivery reports and so forth. It has special attention for security issues and provides feedback, visual feedback for those security instances at all times. We hope this is a function that will help you be much more productive than with any other webmail clients you may find. Thank you for watching.